Kim here, Director of Communications for the Arizona Senate Republicans, and joining me today is Senator Vince Leach of District 11. And today we're talking about the inner workings of the Senate, kind of the behind-the-scenes stars that make us look good. Let's start off with some of our youngest staff members.
We're blessed every year to have a great group of, there's already two groups of young people that come from our universities around the state, and there are pages, number one, and our interns, number two. The pages are the young people that you see on the floor that have the blue coats on and the ASU type tie, and they help us make the floor and getting ready for the floor work as smoothly as it can. They do things for us. They run errands. They
set up your computer.
Set up our computer. If we forget our charging cord, or if we need a bill that we didn't bring so they're on call all the time that we're on the floor. They're here, and they're not all political science majors. They're not all pre-law majors. They are various majors, but want to be exposed to the inner workings of how government works. I can't think of a better way outside of the classroom and the class books that they have to actually see debate on the floor, votes going through, the process that they go through. And they bring so much energy to the floor. There's a group on Mondays and Wednesdays, and there's a group on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The second group are interns, and we have interns for the majority staff, minority staff, and our research staff. And these are our folks that help the staff people look up bills, look up information, cross-reference things, and they present also in committee. They present bills, the highlights of the bill to the committee members, and they really are charged with learning maybe 3 or 4 bills at the beginning to a number of bills at the end that they present maybe to the Appropriations Committee, to the Finance Committee, to the Judiciary Committee, and they really dive in and do an excellent job.
Yeah, sometimes I confuse some of our interns for policy advisors because they're so smart, they're so thorough, they're great with research. And then going back to the pages, this is a pretty special position because not only do they get school credits, they also get money. They're paid for this position.
They get paid. They get some money, and it's fun because they want to learn about government. They want to learn about the legislature, particularly the Senate. I'm always interested because now they just finished up their finals, so I had a little test with all of them to see how the grades were, and they are fantastic kids. Not only they have good attitude, but they are really, really top-class kids, but they're really not kids anymore. They're young adults.
And the next step up, each caucus has their own staff, the majority staff and the minority staff. What is that comprised of?
Well, we have the majority staff and the minority staff, and those are policy advisors. Those are people that have more experience in particular areas. They may change from one policy to the other, but they may be a finance person, a tax and fiscal policy person, or they may be a budget person, judiciary on the legal side. They may be commerce, where they've got a background there, and they really grow in that particular area and serve the committee chairman specifically that is running that committee as a source of information, a little bit more detailed, people that we can go to, and they don't necessarily help you with the political decision, but they help you with the facts. The minority has the same thing, and they do the same thing for the minority members as our majority staff. I want to include in that group, because we don't mention them enough, the people that you greet when you come in the front door of the Senate, our security staff. And they are there. If there is a member in the House, in the House, the Senate House, there is somebody here. And so we're staffed as long as we're open. Sometimes during session when we're in committee hearings, they're here late at night. But the majority and minority staff are really, really great people. Secondarily, there's another group, we call them the basement group because that's where their office is, and that's the research staff. Those are folks, and some of them haven't been a long time, but they specifically do the research, and they're nonpartisan. They do the research on the bill bill. They know the pluses of how it would help. They know other bills that have been run in the past. They know how it fits in legally. They know any lawsuits. I mean, it's just a wealth of information. They're available in committees, but I think their most important function is when they're in caucus, because members will have detailed questions. What does it do here? What does it do here? And 9 out of 10 times they've come up with the answer. And if they don't, they say, don't know, I'll have to get to you, and they do. They're fantastic people.
They're basically our experts on a number of bills.
They really are.
And then last but not least, we want to go through Ledge Council and JLBC.
So there are people that put our ideas that we've written down with constituents, or we've seen somebody's brought to us or emailed to us, ideas for legislation, ideas for bills. That has to go through the legislative process, and the first step there is to go to what we call legislative counsel, which are lawyers, a bevy of lawyers that turn our idea, like, I want that flag to be that size. Well, they turn that into legislative language. Sometimes we have to work to understand it, but there's a way to write bills and to get it correct, legal. And they also cross-reference to make sure it's constitutional, and they will tell us whether or not they think it's constitutional. They will still write it if the member wants it to. They do fantastic work. They also do, if we have an amendments to the bill, they'll write those things up. We also rely on them to get opinions. It's a legal opinion, but it's not a AG. It's not an AG opinion. It's an opinion. They look at something and say whether or not it's constitutional, or does it fit into the statutes that we have. They're an invaluable group and don't really get enough credit, hence the shout out. And then the last one is our good friends over at JOBC.
What does that mean?
Joint Legislative Budget Committee. And those are all the numbers people. And those people, I mean, it's one thing to write legislative language, and those people are really great, but to understand the fiscal impacts, and to say, we have people over there that can recall budgets of 3 and 4 years ago, and our director has been here 39 years.
Wow.
And he can remember, and he saves us from trouble once in a while, because you might not want to do that. We did this in 2003, we did this in 2004, or do you remember that we did this, and this? They're a great group. They put up with us. Well, we started the budget we're working on now, we started in August of last year. Mm-hmm. They've been in 90% of the meetings, and they guide us through, they keep us updated on the fiscal condition of our state with monthly updates, an invaluable part. So all of this is going on while the members in public.
You guys are the faces.
We're the faces, but all of these people are the sources of information that we have on our beck and call. And I have to say, we also have a communications department. and welcome, because you're relatively new here.
Yeah, and we couldn't do these videos without our amazing broadcast team as well, so we're thankful for that. But kind of our unsung heroes of the Senate, and so we appreciate that insight. They keep the Senate running. They keep us going.
They really do.
All right, Senator Vince Leach from District 11, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.